Sure, Liquid applied was just unbearable.
Jesus Christ.
Can we hear a groan? Do we have a groan button yet? It was unbearable, though. I mean, it was a lot of pressure. The Lone Druid 9th pick. We talked about the flexibility a lot. Why are you still smiling? We've heard this joke so many times.
I know, but that's why you just said it again.
Well, if these guys can't talk about the game, I hope that Brian can, for now, talk about the game, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiver. As I'm going to take time to appreciate Sumail's mid lane prowess. We know him as a very aggressive mid laner, and we're going to see several examples in the super early game of Sumail setting himself up for aggression. So first, we go to the first creep wave where he has won the block, which oftentimes mid laners will use in order to double up the creep wave with a level 2. So what he does is he drags it into his tower such that it pushes the wave, and then he gets level 2 and immediately avalanches 9, forcing him to defensively orb, immediately getting about a 300 HP trade for free. So now he's level 2, he gets another tree, and he's going to posture at 9 to make 9 use his orb, which would be normally used for this range creep back here. Notice how he's going to keep posturing aggressively, gets another deny, but then because he no longer has the orb, the superior base damage of Tiny helps him get that range creep. Deny. So then we're going to see the same thing again where there's this creep that's going to be low and Sumail's going to run at him, zone 9 away, then turn around and get a deny. Constantly posturing himself aggressively, which leads to these early good trades as well as denies. And then we're going to see that the runes are about to spawn. It's 3:48 into the game, and he knows that 9 is going to try to clear these range creeps. 9's going to get a little bit unlucky and miss uphill, but Sumail's going to run at him, noticing what he's trying to do, and he's going to force 9 to use his nukes a bit early, and then as 9 goes for the rune, instead Sumail just gets the deny. And this is what Sumail does in the early game, constantly posturing aggressively, constantly threatening the opponent mid laner, forcing a lot of air, and that's why you see at the 4-minute mark, he's ahead by 4 CS and 3 denies, and it just leads to him and the rest of Liquid snowballing the game.
Thank you very much. And every time I see a mid lane, you know, really taking a magnifying glass to that mid lane and really tear that down, I'm amazed by all the little things that matter every single time.
Yeah, that's the important thing. You see how Brian highlights mid lane, and then of course you have this Lone Druid into Darkseer, a very classic counter.
Yeah.
And it feels like Liquid, when they have the advantageous lanes, they just control them up way too efficiently.
I say, Brian, you could have saved us all a lot of time. You could have just said, see here, that's Sumail. See over here on this side, that's 9. Sumail's going to win. Oh, look at the time.
Saved by the bell. Hey, Insania, congratulations on the series.
Thank you very much.
Quick question, is your team around you still close by or no?
No.
Okay.
Is there something you're wondering?
I was wondering, does Quirkfun know you can put a neutral item on the bear?
He's too busy putting my Philosopher's Stone in his inventory.
Absolute thief. Did you ask him about that during the game? Did you maybe ask for it politely, or?
No, so when the game was paused, he's like, Aiden, I was like, I already know, Max. I'd let you have it. It's okay. Just this one time, it's yours. I mean, my boy's playing off lane, mid, carry, whatever role you need him to play. He deserves that extra gold. So.
Okay, he gets the stone, but he doesn't get his second neutral item because you took that instead.
I mean, I had a growth bow. I don't think he wanted it.
Fair.
A little bit of attack speed, maybe, but...
Why do you guys always struggle with that second game of the series?
We just like to make it entertaining for the... No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's like a meme, almost. Whenever we go outside between games and talk about the games, we're like, all right, game 2's coming up. Let's try to get a 2-0. Just this one time, get a 2-0.
I mean, you guys did get a 2-0 once. I thought that might have been the turning point or something, but not today.
Yeah, I hoped so, but unfortunately not.
Did you expect the Veno being the jungling Veno at game 1, by the way? Did you see that coming?
We were discussing it. I just didn't know what they were gonna do with it. When they picked the Veno, and then we saw the Axe come into the lane alone, we were like, okay, I don't think anyone was like that scared of the jungling Veno. We didn't think it was that successful the previous times we saw it, so wasn't too worrisome.
Good to hear.
I just want to ask, I've loved the drafts you've been running recently. You know, a lot of Leshrac, Lone Druid, Tiny,
Sorry.
and Slardar. Where are you guys getting this inspiration from? Any like history or old replays you guys have been studying to pull these heroes out of your hat?
No idea what you're referring to. Nah, I'm just kidding. Kyle's team used to play these heroes all the time when they dominated everyone. And they're great heroes, and you guys should all start playing them. They're amazing.
Yeah, I would agree. Actually, I'm just like laughing because I'm watching you guys play. You know, tiny Lone Druid in a decisive game. Solid stuff. how have you felt drafting now that you have, like, I don't even know, 2.5 mid players? I don't know, like, what do you think of your cores as 1, 2, and 3, or are you just picking based on what you think is an optimal matchup?
It's a lot about heroes. It's kind of similar to before. I don't really think it's that different now. They all play some heroes, and then based on like what heroes we like most for the game, we end up picking them into the like positions that they would then play. Like for example, this game Mick is playing offlane, right? And he's playing 3. Some games he's playing 1, some games he's playing 2. It's just really easy to draft for this team. Like you have so much versatility, and you have players that play pretty much every single hero. Between the 3 cores, I can cover pretty much anything. So they make my life really, really easy.
So in regards to that then, whilst you're drafting, what's the conversation like? Because if all these players have so many suggestions, is it more like you saying, okay, this is the flexible hero, who wants to play it? Or are you kind of pushing certain heroes and allowing maybe one game Sumail to kind of pipe up and talk about a hero? Like, what's the conversation like then?
I mean, a lot of this happens during scrims, right? We have like pretty good ideas what matchups we like, and then based off the matchups we're going to run into, we decide to go for certain types of strategies or a different kind of strategy. So it's most of it is preset, and it's not necessarily that everybody has a lot of suggestions. They just like have a lot of heroes for me to pick from.
That's true. That's helpful.
It's
honestly.
easy to like find the right hero for the game when you can pick from every single hero from the pool.
Yeah. One last question, Aiden. The last match, I believe, Secret OG. You haven't played either one of these teams yet, but predictions: who's gonna win?
Ooh, it's hard. I think both teams are really, really good. It's probably whatever team shows up on that day.
We need a real.
It is today.
No,
It's
we
right
need
now.
a real
Oh,
prediction.
It's today. It's after this.
Yeah.
Real prediction, please. Score 2-1, 2-0.
2-1 OG.
Ah!
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Dramatic game 3. Dramatic game.
dramatic game 3.
Dramatic third game. I'm here for it. Thank you, Insania. We're going to let you go. Congratulations once again, and we'll talk to you another time.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that, of course, puts Team Liquid still on top. They're now tied together with Alliance. We can take a teeny tiny look at the standings maybe right before the next series, because I really just want to see this, because Tundra, of course, with that loss, they are now 2 and 3. They're not the only one, though, and there's a team that's going to join them very soon, because OG Secret, one of these 2 teams, is going to lose, and that team will